Kia ora, I'm Russell Gibbs. 6 or 7 years ago we started a bee company with another hapu, and we did that to create employment in our district. Prior to that, all the young people leaving for Australia or Auckland or other centres for work. We've created a whanau based business, whanau values, as opposed to corporate values based on treating people with respect, I suppose. Created a local business and we support other local businesses. For example, we get our honey carted to the extraction plant with a local carrier. We get our honey extracted locally. We employ people from within the whanau and hapu. That supports the local schools, social groups, sports group, supports the local marae, turns back that international trend of rural depopulation really. We've made a conscious effort to train whanau and hapu beekeepers as opposed to the common commercial outcome where they just import foreign beekeepers. The industry hasn't had a good culture of training beekeepers. That's something that needs to change across the industry as a whole. The hives are on sites on about 30 different landowners. Means the company supports local people by putting 30% of the Manuka check goes back into the community directly like that, as well as the wages and spin-off from employing local.
My name's Khan Gibbs. I manage North Taranaki Apiaries. I've been here for two seasons now.
I'm Jay. I'm a beekeeper. I just started working with these guys a little while ago. They're pretty cool, so I think I might stay.
We sell hives and produce honey. Those are our incomes, and propolis as well. So we sell about 500 hives a year. We make about at least 10 tons of honey a year. 5 non-Manuka, 5 tons Manuka. There's 3 of us that work for the company full time. We have casuals coming in a few times a year, and those are jobs that didn't exist in this area before this company existed. I moved up to Auckland to beekeep. If this company didn't exist, I wouldn't have moved home.
It's given me something to do.
Well, yeah, you lived here. There's not much to do around here.
No, there wasn't anything productive. There was land just sitting, sea view, just sitting there doing nothing. So they were glad to have some hives on there. So I was actually doing something. Free honey's always good.
I suppose I learnt from time being on the school board of trustees that the governance of a company sets the modi or the atmosphere, whether it's positive or negative. We always tried to create a whanau type environment. You know, you enjoy working in it day to day and with those values.
A lot of companies, they're real like 50, 60 hours a week, weekends, lots of nights. It's quite a hard job, beekeeping overall. And I did that for a few seasons, and it's not really fun. When I came back here, I just wanted it to be chilled. 40 hours, not many weekends, not many night shifts. Yeah, a bit of time off in the summer while the honey's coming in, and none of us want a job where we have to put our bodies under too much stress and work too hard. Like no one likes to work hard. So. I see myself moving more into the honey, like trading side of things. Selling honey, moving honey, dealing in honey, and not so much beekeeping, but take it off the beekeepers, These are honey boxes we took off a few weeks ago before the Manuka flow. So we had a big crew on. They took about a week to get off 900 hives, and they were to the factory in Leperton, an hour away, and they spent probably a week there getting extracted. They're all empty, ready to go back on the hive to collect Manuka. We'll put them out over the next week, and hopefully the bees fill them up.
Hi, I'm Chris Wise, not born and bred here, but been living here for 18 years now, and great little community. We're living and working with the locals. It's just fantastic. I came for Russell here with his honey. He gives me a lot of work, so we do the same back. it's just all about loyalty and just looking after the locals. They come first before these big outfits, and you just get a lot of support back. The more people that come into these rural communities, you get the more kids at the school. Great working in a rural community. So.
Ue mai, kia ora, ko raukura taku ingoa, he uri au no roto o Pautama, he uri anō hoki o roto o Ngāti Mutunga, koenei taku mahi, te mahi whare mere, me aua mea. This place has impacted on my life hugely. We're now two hapus linked together to create an entity for beekeeping. It was just a couple of people looking to do hives, and at the time I wasn't involved, but about 2 years down the track they were looking to train a beekeeper, and they approached me to become a part of it. And at that time we were running about 150 odd hives. We just kept climbing and climbing every year, and now we run at 1,000 hives or so. For me personally, it's impacted on me as giving me a trade. I'm one of those people that moved to Australia to look for a better life, chase the money and those sorts of things. Came back to Taranaki to be home by my whānau. And at the time there was basically nothing. There wasn't any work like there was in Australia, so at the time I just scooped it up. But out of just scooping up a job, I've got a trade for life now. It's something for the iwi to thrive on as well. It has benefited the hapu as bringing people back home, bringing people back to work, just giving some people a kickstart in the workforce. I suppose one of the everyday things is we drive to a lot of locations. Going to different locations means we see the landowners on a more regular basis. Sometimes when people live in the country they can feel a bit isolated. In the real terms, it helps pay people's rates. Just that little bit of extra income for people, it helps them a lot. One of the other benefits for us as Māori is a lot of our people are getting lost in the urbanisation, and this is one of the opportunities out there nowadays to return to the land, to return next to our atua, to be alongside tāne mahuta. Because a lot of our Māori people do live on land blocks. A lot of them fight and minga over it and so on and so on. But we need to actually move forward and actually get some forward progress with getting back to the land blocks, and this is one of them. It can provide employment for our young ones. It can provide a full-time employment for the ones that want to commit to it and learn the trade. As a Tamaiti growing up, I grew up in the Kurakaupapa Māori system from Kohanga right through to Whanau. And in that journey, I have been taught waiata, karakia, and you sing about these places, you talk about these places, and one of the things that beekeeping provides is an opportunity to go to these places, to actually feel the land, feel the whenua beneath your feet. It actually gives you a sense of feeling what the old people felt at the time. Just gets us back to the whenua, gets us back to the land. My future in this industry, I'm in it for the rest of my life. That's how I feel about it right now, especially being part of a hapu. I'm actually a part of the two hapu that are running the show for us. At the end of the day, it's not just a job for me. I don't know, it's the survival of us as a hapu, because there's a lot of brick walls out there. We will always fight, we will always run into them. We also got to move forward, and this is one of the aspects we've always talked about, is moving forward. For myself on a personal level, every day you have to be working. It's not here and there. It's a 40-hour-a-week job. It is an avenue for me to feed my tamariki. It's a lifestyle, especially here in North Taranaki Apiaries. And at the end of the day, it's about us surviving as a people.
So I'm Shandy, and I'm Russell and Panani's second oldest daughter, and I started beekeeping when they first got hives here, which was a few years ago now. From doing that, I guess I kind of learned the trade for a few years there and used what I learned to move on to what we're doing now, which is developing hiveware and hive hardware for the wider industry. That's kind of what benefits I've got for myself and my family who are in that with me out of being involved in the industry here. We're developing fully drawn honey frames, so bees use 7 kilos of honey to make 1 kilo of wax, so we can recycle wax into frames for them so that they don't have to use the honey to make wax. So it increases honey yields by 2 times, and also helps with hive hygiene, so stops with the spread of pests and diseases and whatnot, so that's pretty cool.
I'm Jesse, I'm Russell's son.
I've been living in Auckland for 3 years, done like 2 years beekeeping up there, and pretty keen to get home and start working for the old man beekeeping. I just like basically working with family. Oh, it's just a rewarding job, man. I just like working outside and working with nature, and so yeah, that's good. That's a good job. They say without bees you've got nothing. So, but I mean, they bring a lot of money in, and there's not a lot of money in the community. So I think they do a deal with landowners where they pay landowners to have bees on their property. Also helps landowners who don't have much land, who only have maybe an acre and can't make money on it. Main thing for a family to have, any family business, I guess. It's job opportunities for me up in Auckland to come back and everything. So yeah.
I'm Maya, I'm Russell's daughter that owns North Taranaki Apiaries. Our base is in Tongaparutu, north side of Taranaki. I work with my brother, Khan, and our other co-worker, Jade. Been working here for about a year, and part-time before that. This will be my second full year beekeeping. It's been real cool, like I just love working outside, and just I think my favourite part would be all the views at all our bee sites. Probably got more than 10 different landowners, so it's just amazing to like go over all their farms and see it from like just see all the views from there. It's amazing.
Tēnā koutou katoa, ngā mihi o te wā, kia koutou katoa. Ko hau moana wai tōku ingoa, kei ko dei tōku kāinga tūturu. Te marae nei ko waiopapa, me te pāha o te kawa. Ngā reira, tēnā koutou katoa. About 6 years ago, 7 years, the hapu here and other hapu decided that we needed to do something positive, and we looked at a few options. It was decided that we'd buy a few beehives. The two hapu, Te Ahuru and Ngāti Wai, pooled their money, what little money we had, and bought 50 hives to start with. The idea was to grow the business and employ our people. We didn't know a lot about beekeeping. It seemed to be a good thing to do, so that's what we did. We'd sent some of our people away to work for other beekeepers to get some knowledge and experience and skills. We brought them home one or two at a time, and in the 6 years we've grown the business now, and it's employing 4 people full-time, and others get a benefit out of it too. So it's brought employment into the community. It's a very run-down community. The schools are virtually on the verge of closing, really. And the next thing is to try and get families to come back. Benefits for the marae here, our marae, Waiopapa has had money out of the bee company, resources to improve the buildings here. We're doing more building. We'd like to see more employment, sustainable, permanent employment. The people who run the company have done pretty well. Whanau around the country are doing much the same thing. I think most of them are having reasonable success. But for hapu, for Māori, they should all look at something. Using the resources that they have, what we did was use the resource around us. That's my story. Ngā mihi kia koutou. Thank you.